Hi, I'm Kyle Oberholzer, and we're here in the Tulip Experience Center. Now today I want to talk to you about how integrating your inspection process with Tulip can reduce your operator rate of error, increase their efficiency, and also provide real-time insight and analytics into your batch records. Behind me is a visual inspection hood provided by Quantum Packaging. Now, these kinds of hoods are normally used to inspect things such as IV vials and syringes for defects such as scratched glass or floating particulates. Normally, this inspection is done by hand. The user has to inspect a specimen, either write down a defect or place it in a defect bin, and then later go on for categorization at the end of the day. By integrating with Tulip, not only are we validating that the process is done right every time, but we're allowing the operator to categorize and classify these defects at the point of inspection, reducing their turnaround time and allowing for better visibility into your operation. Here in my Tulip app, I'm both tracking my studies and work and validating my process. So if, for example, I want to begin a new study, I can do so here. Now this app can handle two different kinds of studies. In a general study, we want to inspect a known sample size of a lot to determine the rate of defects within that lot. A KNAPP study, in contrast, inspects a lot with a known rate of defects. This way, we can determine the efficacy of our inspector, both for internal monitoring and for benchmarking against other automated systems. So if I want to create a new study here, I can of course create one of these two different types, a general or a KNAPP study, and we can also select what product we want to study. Note that these are all filtering based on what type I'm selecting. If I wish to select a general study of product number 3 with a quantity of 100, I can select a lot to link to this study, and I can see it here. Finally, if I select verify, I'm led to this screen. Not only can I review the information that I have here before I submit this study, but I can also e-sign this request. Note that these e-signatures are privileged items, so I can lock down this capability based on my user role or level of permissions. Now that I've created a new study, I can begin the session. If I resume a study in progress, I can see the study that I just created, and I can begin it here. This is now beginning a study session or a shift. And I can sign this again to indicate that I'm ready to begin. Again, all of this is being recorded within Tulip for later analysis. Now I'm ready to begin my inspection process. In this process, I need to take a specimen and inspect it for defects in front of each colored background for at least 5 seconds. This is being controlled and monitored by Tulip as well. Note that as I put my hand inside, Tulip starts counting for at least 5 seconds and indicates process status over here on these indicator lights. To accomplish this, Tulip communicates with the PLC on board this hood via Modbus TCP through a Tulip Edge device. If I inspect this vial in front of both backgrounds, Tulip indicates that I've inspected for at least 5 seconds each, and it automatically proceeds to my result. I can say this was a defect, and now in this app I'm even given the option to categorize this defect. Now this is being run from our defect library, again, another table within Tulip. And that means that if I ever select an option, I can have my options filter based on previous selections. Furthermore, this is now extensible. If I want to add a new defect that my inspectors can use, I simply add another row in my library. Once I submit this report, I can review my submission, indicate that there's another defect, or say the sample is complete and proceed with the process. Now, as we discussed before in a KNAPP study, I'm instead comparing my inspected result to a known rate of defects within the lot. This is tracked with ID numbers on each of my vials. If I first scan, Tulip logs the known result of this vial to later compare against my inspected result to determine my efficacy. Now this app was made with both the inspector and the supervisor in mind. If I'm a supervisor, I want to be able to review my KNAPP study results to monitor the performance of my inspectors. I can do that here as well. Through Tulip Analytics, I can present graphs and charts based on this efficiency, and I can also automatically calculate key metrics such as my reject zone efficiency and reject except gray efficiency here. I can monitor these and automatically flag any users that are non-compliant, for example here, for future studies. Additionally, if I want to see a breakdown of my defects by study or occurrence, I can do that here as well, even being able to filter based on a date, week, or study. Finally, if I'm a supervisor or auditor, I may want to review the records that I'm creating. This is easy to do here. For example, with the record history widget, I'm able to inspect any record and see the changes that happened on every single cell in that record. For example, here I can see I updated the target number from 10 to 100 at this station during this time on this version of this app. This widget is available for all Tulip apps and can be run on any kind of record or Tulip table you need. For example, here I can see the inspection I just completed, complete with links to both the inspection result, the session, the study, my user, and any defects that I logged. Overall, by integrating Tulip with this Smart Inspection hood, as an inspector, I'm able to improve my efficiency and categorize defects at the site of inspection. As a supervisor, I'm able to review my station information as well as audit any records that are being created. For more information, be sure to check out our website at tulip.co or contact us directly at tec@tulip.co.